So I don't know if you guys seen Chrisean Jr.'s baby has been confirmed to be blind, completely blind. And I silently watched her journey when she was pregnant. I never followed Chrisean before that. I never followed Blueface. I never followed any of that, those people, their stories, their situations. But while she was pregnant, we all know there was she was going on a million different podcasts and creators videos.
It's taking place. Your social media accounts are completely collapsing. Can you guess who is at the heart of the digital catastrophe? Blueface, Baby Jr., and Chrisean Rock. And then, suddenly, Megan Thee Stallion is pulled. Into the spotlight, it's a visitor area. By the time we were coping with the poisonous train wreck of Chrisean Blue's constant breakups, it was already peak turmoil. However, Blue is now imprisoned. Junior's health is in dire straits. On the sidelines, Chrisean spitting with a college baller as if she had forgotten she had a baby. Have we officially hit rock bottom? The internet is asking.
That Blueface and Chrisean Rock have a baby. Let's start making bets now. Come on now. I'm calling bets. I got $5,000 that Chrisean Rock and Blueface have a baby gonna be dumb and they not gonna have a healthy baby. I got bets on it right now. I got $2,000. I got a side bet that the baby don't make it. I got a $2,000 side bet that they baby don't make it. I sure want to bet. If it ain't gonna be autistic, or if it ain't be autistic, it's gonna be a mute baby.
Now, let's not act foolish. The warning signs weren't minor. As if it were the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. They were flapping. However, people are no longer whispering behind screens, and those flags have grown into full-fledged sirens. From the rooftops, they are shouting, "Let's go back in time." For months, Junior's health problems have been the subject of whispers, but finally a diagnosis has officially put an end to those worries. Baby Junior is said to be totally blind. Blind, that's right. Not blind, perhaps not even partially. Additionally, the internet went haywire. He is seen in viral videos looking blank-faced and staring into space. It's completely unresponsive to lights, music, toys, nothing. People were no longer able to ignore it, as the saying goes. Additionally, TikTok doctors thoroughly examined the video, you name it, NICU, nurses, pediatricians, therapists, etc., as if it were an emergency room for opinions. They were stitching videos. A doctor went viral after pointing out that the limbs were stiffer than Chrisean and that there was no eye tracking. Be advised that this infant requires urgent developmental assistance. The worst part is that we all witnessed Chrisean Rock's behavior during her pregnancy, so nobody was surprised. Prenatal care was optional. Instagram lives with a blunt in hand, drinking alcohol and fighting in clubs. With a pregnancy bump, things were chaotic. I never hit pause, sis.
I hope the baby got a brother yesterday. Won't he do it? Girl, that's how I had to get over my love. I had to get pregnant and move on. That'll make you move on. That'll make sure it's sealed, okay? You gotta hurry up and the baby's almost 2. They gotta have siblings. I think kids should have siblings 2-3 years apart. No, I am in full congratulations. I am not no hater, honey. I'll never be no hater. I'm happy. If they happy, I'm happy. Jane don't like John like that no more. I double triple check. She says she don't like him like that no more. She'll be happy if John be happy and can get his visitation with his kids. She has a whole identity that she's creating for herself. She don't like him like that no more. So I think the next best thing is for him. He always told me his favorite person in the world, that if he could go and make it right, if he was more mature, would have been Megan Thee Stallion. So once they all grow up and they mature, I'm sure she liked him just as much as he liked her. It just was the timing. They was both becoming famous. They was both feeling themselves. They both, Megan and Blue became famous together.
videos showed her with a blunt in her hand. 5 months pregnant, giggling as if it were comedy hour, and chatting on the phone while preaching and slamming back Henny. God has me, and while it's possible that God had her prenatal care, most definitely didn't. Sis wasn't taking prenatal vitamins, wasn't setting up a nursery, and wasn't attending checkups. When she finally saw a doctor, she was 5 months along and appeared shocked when they informed her that it was too late to end the pregnancy. "Too late, sis," the internet said. "You were halfway cooked, but you were unaware of it. Girl, how?" Clarissa, Blueface's mother, had been screaming since day one. "She's messy as hell, so say what you want." She did, however, caution everyone that the baby would have issues if Chrisean didn't calm down. Whack 100 even jumped in and said the infant needed to be examined right away. Chrisean viewed every piece of advice as a personal assault, even though he knew that early intervention may be beneficial. As an alt assault, ... Even Charleston White, who was as unpolished and untidy as ever, was out here literally betting that Junior wouldn't survive. I mean, do you realize how crazy it is for grown men to bet on the potential infirmities of a newborn? Not only is it disorganized, but it's also ignorance masquerading as worry. But she didn't flinch. "Chrisean, no weapon formed against Junior shall prosper, sis," she said, standing 10 toes down and remaining in full-on denial mode. "The bottle you were holding was the weapon." Blueface is reportedly going crazy in jail now that Junior's illness is being made public. And to be honest, he has a reason for once. It's what he said months ago. He said throughout the pregnancy, Chrisean was out here drinking, smoking, and taking hits. So he told everyone that Junior wouldn't be all right. And he's criticizing it from behind bars now that it's playing out exactly as he predicted. While it is optional for Chrisean to act like mothers, she is out here spit-spitting with college athlete Titan Newton as if she were the star of a low-budget romantic comedy, rather than concentrating on medical examinations and specialist visits, therapy sessions, developmental checkups, or even just showing up as a mother. This isn't about basketball and love, sis. This has to do with custody and the law. Oh, the internet cooked her, darling. The same question is being asked by trolls, fans, and even people who only found out her name last week. "Junior, where are you?" Chrisean, meanwhile, is occupied with filming TikToks with her new partner, acting as though her infant is not blind and is not having difficulty raising his head. She's parading this, according to some. Blueface can brag about his new relationship by saying things like, "Look, I moved on, but you're busy setting up hunger traps, girl, and your youngster can't even follow a toy with his eyes." A single tweet read, "Junior is out here meowing into the abyss while his mom is locked in with a hooper. Give it 90 days, another person remarked. She will return to Blueface's bed when he gets home, who is a titan. Although Blueface hasn't formally discussed Chrisean's relationship with her new boyfriend, his mother had a lot to say, so to be honest, that forecast made me laugh out loud. Carissa cheered that Chrisean had moved on by jumping on the timeline as if this was her moment. Blueface can now at last pursue Megan Thee Stallion, his true queen. Sis expressed her hope that Megan is already expecting Blue's child and that a sibling is waiting for them at home. Registry wish list. Out here, Clarissa is living out her Wattpad fantasies. It was shocking to see someone so serious about creating a prison-to-altar pipeline with Megan, as if it were still on the internet. Megan doesn't want a man with 3 baby mamas and a GPS bracelet, retorted one commenter. She was pulled too. Degradation by another. Carissa has hallucinations. Blueface was included in that woman Sims wedding expansion pack. So things couldn't get any stranger. An old clip from Jason Lee's podcast reappeared, in which Blueface subtly implied that he had already smashed Megan in the past. Yes, that is Megan, his 2018 freshman classmate in XXL, while on the rise. They allegedly had a little behind-the-scenes vibe simmering. Claresano claims that although they weren't ready for one another at the time, they were soulmates. That Megan Thee Stallion was Blueface's preferred individual. And they would have been power coupled by now if he had simply matured a bit. How could you possibly know that, girl? Did he write it down in a journal and send it to you by FedEx? While incarcerated, this woman genuinely believes she is her son's romantic fairy godmother. Although the internet is focused on this irrational love triangle, the true crisis is eluding them, Junior. That naive youngster, was nearly 2 years old, has yet to reach any of the fundamental developmental stages. No playtime, no walking, no babbling, no eye contact, just those eerie, high-pitched wails and empty stares. He appeared dead in one clip, slumped in a car seat. Another captured him making strange cat-like noises that are inappropriate for an 18-month-old. However, his parents, too preoccupied with slander, partner switching, and clout chasing to concentrate on the important things. The saddest thing is that Blueface and Chrisean had every chance to perform better. They had it all: resources, money, and renown. They have exploited the spotlight for clickbait, disruption, and influence. All except raising children. Guess who is currently bearing the consequences as they spin in opposing directions? While incarcerated, Junior Blueface tweets about detention and throws out subliminal messages as if he had a chance, while her baby's ailment becomes the next heartache on the internet. Chrisean is out there rebranding herself through her new man and creating a lovely Instagram storyline. This brings us to the actual query. Now what? Will someone genuinely take Junior's place? Will Blueface make a strong push for custody or give in to his pride? Will Chrisean ultimately give up on gaining influence and concentrate on early intervention, counseling, and true parenting? Or is this unfortunate child merely a pawn in an unending toxic soap opera? Because it doesn't look good right now. The commotion is overwhelming. The love is not as loud as the egos. Additionally, the infant is trapped in the static. Leave your comments below. Does Junior still have a chance? Is it possible for this child to receive the love and care he so sorely needs? Or are we merely witnessing a slow-motion vehicle crash in which a defenseless infant is stuck in the rear seat?